Preparing to go live. All right. What's up?
What's up, Sean? How you doing? Happy Friday. Oh, it's hey.
You're close enough.
This week's been like a big blur. There's a lot that's been happening like within Stoner Morning Show in the last like 2 weeks.
Sure. And the world. In the world too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today's the 20th anniversary, so it's not something that I want to like dwell on, but it needs to be mentioned, or thought about at some point.
It does. Well, we should all give a minute for everybody that was down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What else is going on in your life lately?
I have I went and got breakfast, and breakfast came with a coffee, which I'm drinking. But right when she grabbed for the cup, I was like, oh, it's gonna come with a small coffee. So I'm like, I wanted more. But
you needed a bigger coffee today?
I actually don't need any coffee. I probably shouldn't be drinking coffee.
You shouldn't. Because last time there, you were like, oh, I'm trying to get off caffeine.
Yeah.
I guess it's working.
But it's good. I actually don't even know if I like it. I'm just used to having it. I do like it. It's fun to just sit in the morning and drink coffee.
It is.
Yeah.
I tend to like cold coffee. So.
Ice. Yeah. So. That's great.
Yeah.
I need to get more iced coffee in while it's iced coffee season here in New York City.
It's always iced coffee season.
Yeah, I don't like having it in the winter.
No?
No. But I also have dreams of, dreams are just future realities, is what I'm trying to say it. I have, future realities of not spending winter in New York. I want to be somewhere warm. Winter. And it'll happen.
Where were your dreams taking you that it was warm?
Oh, I mean, just somewhere south of here. That's
all right.
Yeah. I haven't made any specific,
let's put that
location thing.
Let's put that there.
Yeah.
We want to dream in warm places this winter.
Oh yeah. Multiple places would be fun too. You know what would be fun? This is an actual dream I've had. It's that every winter I go to Cancun for a month, and I'm like the featured comedian at some all-inclusive hotel. And it doesn't have to be a nice one. It can be like, a 3-star hotel.
Dude, I hope you get a free scuba certificate with this whole deal.
Yeah.
Scuba diving.
I've been snorkeling down there. I've been to Cancun twice, and I know people kind of like look down upon Cancun as a vacation destination. And I don't know, but I don't mind it down there.
No? All right.
I've had fun.
I've been further down to Costa Rica.
I mean, I would go there definitely. It's and I would go to Acapulco, but I don't feel the need to trash Cancun.
Yeah, Acapulco's fun. Well, it just sounds fun.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that where Island was, like the original Fantasy Island? Wasn't that in Acapulco?
I don't know where that was set. I don't know.
I thought it
Oh,
was set there.
all right. Speaking of Fantasy Island, this is a thought that I had recently. It's Star Trek related, and you like Star Trek, right?
I do.
So, and it was just their 50th anniversary of, being on air. All right. You know how in the next, well, I mean, every franchise does this, where the fans know about stuff that's in the periphery of what existed in the movies, you know? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like there's blueprints that exist of the Millennium Falcon, and like there's the fans know what rooms that weren't seen on screen look like and stuff. There's like that. I don't know. What do you call this kind of knowledge?
Easter egg.
It's not really
No?
it's not really an Easter egg. It's like knowing about stuff that exists beyond the movie within that universe. Easter egg is something that's on the screen that's like, oh, that's a reference to something else, you know?
You're right.
Anyway, in Star Trek: The Next Generation, did you know that even though they're never shown in any of the episodes, there are dolphins on the Enterprise? Did you know this?
No.
Yeah, and like they're referenced once in a while, and the dolphins live in some tank, and like in the engineering room, there's like buttons, but the dolphins are hitting buttons too. I don't know for what, but that it exists. You know what I mean? So it's just, I haven't even got to my thing yet, but I'm just establishing that there are people think about this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right. So here's my thought, my Star Trek thoughts beyond the show, and it's that they have food replicators, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and they probably, it's probably not meat. It's probably all plant-based or whatever, because they're smarter in the future, because they do things smarter than us. They solve problems that we have now. You know what I mean?
So actually, it might be plant based, but I think it's all proteins and amino acids and stuff like that. I don't know, but go for it.
But it's smart with whatever they're doing. It's the future, right?
Yep.
So, and we're talking centuries in the future, and I feel like it's not too insane to think of that they invented a better food that removes the need to wipe yourself.
Ooh.
Like the food replicator food is probably so good, it just sort of like warp drives out of you without leaving any mess. Like they're probably so smart that they made food that is able to do that.
I had some shit warp drive out of me yesterday.
Did it leave a mess?
Yeah, it did.
In the future, we will have food that leaves zero mess down there. I think that took me 9 minutes to get to there, and I don't think anybody's watching it even. So that's, but you and I.
That's fine. I'm listening.
Yeah, you and I shared this.
Oh, that's some funny stuff.
I bet there's Star Trek fans out there who are already thought of that.
There has to be.
Yeah.
That's already thought of it. I mean,
I don't know how to Google that kind of thing, but I'm sure.
You should Google if anybody's thought of.
I guess what are Star Trek poops like? Question mark might be the thing to Google.
Since we've been flying around in space for so long, like is the Enterprise like a submarine where they shoot your shit out into like the water and everything like that? I guess I'm thinking that's how submarines work.
Well, yeah, I think that's what submarines do, definitely. But they're probably so far advanced that they probably know what to do with all of the human waste on the Enterprise. It probably gets recycled into warp drive fuel. Who knows?
recycle back into your.
What's that?
Recycle back into your food.
I mean, somebody's gonna figure out how to do it. Yeah.
I mean, don't astronauts already do that with their pee? It's recycled and they can drink it. It goes back into the water supply. I think that's how it works up on the space station. Probably. You've been there, right? One day you will be there.
Well, the first goal is that I get that 10-minute comedy album played in space.
That's right.
On the space station, ideally, because the space station is referenced. Well, I appreciate you bringing up that album. Well, I don't know. I brought it up.
So I was referencing it. You got my reference.
Yeah. But I just found out that I'm $3 and I think 37 cents away from making $25 on Spotify.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, that's an extra $25.
And it's taken years. But I need some Spotify listens. You know what I mean? I need some extra Spotify.
I'm gonna leave my phone on repeat and just play the album over. I just let it play over and for my dog when I go to work. How about that?
Sure. I was gonna suggest.
Go ahead.
I was gonna suggest you could leave it on mute even, but I mean, by all means, if Daddy wants to listen to it, that's great.
If it's playing, someone should enjoy it.
Yeah, that's cool. Samantha says, "Hey."
What's up, Samantha? Don, if you're listening.
Don might listen after the fact.
Well, here's a hello after the fact.
Yeah, but speaking of Don, we do have 2 tickets to give away to our show next week on the 18th.
That's right, we do.
I mean, right now just Samantha is watching, but I would say that if you live in New York and maybe you're watching a repeat of this and you want 2 free tickets, message us. Because Don, on behalf of, well, it's not Elite Minds Hip Hop anymore. It's the regular Cat Convo. Follow the regular Cat Convo on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or look up Elite Minds Hip Hop. I think you can find the new venture through that.
That's right.
I think EliteMindsHipHop.com goes to the regular Cat Convo, which is our friend Don and his new friends. And we got to get Precious Gorgeous on their show.
We do.
However,
we all need
whatever it takes. Yeah. Whatever it takes to make that happen. We want it to happen. Here, I'm gonna post links to our event next Saturday. Talk about next Saturday while I'm doing this. Somebody can win tickets.
Someone's going to be able to win tickets to next Saturday's show, Stoned Laughs, Session 4, where we make out the theater and we give away a lot of weed, and you can also buy a lot of weed there and weed-related products. There's going to be 6 very funny female comedians. This is an all empowering women show that we're going to do. So give it up to the ladies this Saturday. We are gonna. I can't confirm. I don't want to say all the names since I don't know all the names off the top of my head. But I know there are going to be a lot of my favorite female comedians are going to be there, and a lot of them have been on this show before.
I think I can say all their names.
Boom, Sean's got it.
Yeah. And also, if you're watching this, you don't have to, if you don't win tickets, you could also buy tickets. Winning things is fun, but also buying things is fun too.
Hey, you know? And when the first 20 tickets sold are going to get some swag, I do believe, right? So you are winning, buying something.
That's actually not true.
No? Oh.
I think what's true is that everybody will be getting something when they leave. But I don't want to. I think that might have been. It was supposed to be a surprise.
Okay.
But it's worth it. It's worth it to come to this, is what we're saying, because not only will there be cannabis to be had there, live and in person, but we have Zilla Vodnas, who was supposed to be on this show today, but she couldn't.
She had an emergency,
which is cool. But she'll be here next week. And then we have Luz Michelle, and then we have Valerie Apperson, and then we have Laura Rankin, and
Christine,
who's a comedian I just met like 3 weeks ago at a show. We were all hanging out, smoking outside afterwards, and now we're Instagram friends, and let's get some new blood, new talent up on stage. And Chris Schur, who is hilarious and did our show. Ralph and I do Tiny Cupboard Monday, and Chris was recently a guest and spoke with us and did like 8 minutes and was incredible. And then our friend Christy, who is only going by a first name. There it is.
Very cool.
The regular cat convo just did something. This was just a Facebook thing. All right. I thought maybe they liked the video or something. They will. Anyways, shoot us a message if you want 2 free tickets. But if you want to buy tickets, you can send us a message and get a discount code.
That's right.
Or tell your friends.
We need to plan something, because I have a couple of boxes from the Women Cannabis Collective that we can give away at some point. I have like 2 boxes of high-end weed.
Do you have 2 boxes or 4 boxes?
2.
These are 2 hands. You know what I mean? 2 hands making a gesture. That's
so with
2.
So 2.
I mean, it could be 4. It could also be 1. I'm one being.
Yeah.
Doing something with my hands.
Uh-huh.
Oh, let's talk about that link that you sent Lex and me.
I've been reading a lot of like crazy like theories like lately.
Well, it was the explanation that we live in a hologram. We don't live in a 3D world; it's 2D.
So there's a little backstory to that.
Yeah.
Me and Valerie have been going back on like all these like crazy theories and everything like that, and like really cool stuff that's been happening. And I know,
super sidebar. Valerie and her boyfriend, I think, are crashing in my spare room.
Wait, where am I crashing?
I think you're gonna crash on the couch in the living room.
Sweet.
Yeah. They're just here for one day.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just to talk about, just to update you with off-air stuff. But one of the funny comedians who's going to be on stage. All right.
So
continue with your thing. I'm going
to Project Silica, which is I forgot who's doing it, but they're basically trying to write information on silica or crystals. They've been doing this is not new technology. They've been trying to like do this since like the early 70s and everything like that. Ever since they seen Superman and his crystal castle, they've been trying to do this.
Okay.
So basically, after that, I read that's how they're storing information like on flat plane, So I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I started reading more, and then I got into these other theories, and then I came across this theory that the universe is all a hologram, and it's all information that's compressed on a single plane. of or a 2D plane. So it's all 3D information that's compressed on a 2D plane. And it was just, it's really fascinating, and I'm sure it gets into like more weirdness and everything. But what's really cool is that they're using this to bridge the gap between general relativity and the other big thing. I forgot what the other big thing was. The two factors.
The two theories of relativity, or the general or the special, I forget. Yeah. Well, man, I don't know how your backstory related to the.
well, the explanation of that was that every, like, when the guy gave the 5-minute explanation of the holographic universe theory, he said, like, think of it like music written on a CD. So it's something that's 3-dimensional in form, written on compressed on in bits on a CD. So that's where that all came from.
Okay, all right.
And I'm thinking, oh, maybe we're writing our own world, writing our own hologram right now or something like that. I don't know.
Sure, maybe. Your explanation now makes sense as to the connection of it, but it doesn't make me understand the theory anymore. And no. I don't think that 5-minute thing, I don't know, we'll post a link for it. I don't think it was a good explanation of it.
No, it was not. And that was from Brandeis University, too.
Yeah. Long Island, right?
I think so, yeah.
I want to know why they think that. Like, how did we come to this conclusion of this theory? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe if I knew why they think that, I would sort of understand what they're thinking. All right, Kenneth McLaurin is here. Let's bring him in.
Woohoo!
Maybe he has insight on physics, or who we could have on is Ralph's girlfriend Anya Jones. She knows physics things.
Oh, we need to do this.
Yeah,
maybe
whole show of her trying to just get us to understand all this other stuff.
There's so many like theories out there. I sent you another one that kind of proves, like, theoretically, that aliens exist because of quantum computers and how and that went into it, and I understood nothing that I read when I read it, and it was all in layman's terms.
We just used mathematics to prove that aliens are real.
Yes.
How did we? That's insane. I thought I had some alien jokes. Well, I do have this thing that I want to try out on stage where I just tell the audience that we should normalize asking our friends if they're lizard people or not. Like, let's just find out. Like, what's the harm in just asking people you know?
Yeah, it's 2021.
Right. Let's be upfront.
Yeah.
And for the record, I don't believe in lizard people. I think the belief in it is hilarious in a way. But I also don't feel the need to shame somebody for believing in lizard people or for believing the world is flat. I don't need to step on somebody for thinking that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, all right. It's flat.
I know that
in
people
part.
think. Sure, yeah, I get that. I know, and if we live in a 3-dimensional world that's actually a 2-dimensional hologram, then it is flat. So it's sort of like whatever.
Oh my God, you just bridged the gap.
Yeah, but I know people think that thinking the Earth is flat is connected to other reasoning thinking. You know what I mean? Like, flat earthers are unmaskers, and I don't want to get vaccinated and whatever.
Real.
But I don't think we can. I don't think we can make those connections between people's beliefs and thoughts. Because just because you and I think one thing the same doesn't mean we think the next thing the same. You know what I mean? Thoughts and beliefs are all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Like, I even think, you know how some people say, like, oh, I couldn't date a conservative. I really think I could date a conservative. If I met somebody who was a conservative and that was like the only thing we disagreed on, like we'd get over it because relationships get over other things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see that all the time on Tinder.
You've seen who?
I see that all the time on Tinder.
Oh yeah, I won't date a Democrat.
Uh-huh.
That kind of stuff. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. People are afraid to get their thoughts challenged. That they associate it with pain somehow.
Yeah, we need to challenge our thoughts more. We definitely do.
Yeah. All right. Kenneth McLaurin is here, and we're going to talk about not only the 25th. This isn't just a show about plugging things, but we're going to be plugging a lot of things this episode. But it's fun to be able to plug stuff.
Yeah, we work, man.
But it's also we're giving.
We work for free, but when we get money, we like to plug it.
Well, yeah, and I think we also it's all about giving ourselves something to look forward to. Like we look forward, we enjoy putting on shows, hanging out, meeting people, traveling, having fun. So it's like we're creating things in the future that we get to look forward to doing. All right. Kenneth is near. Yeah.
What? Bam!
Wow, your background has skis now.
I do, man. I've been upgrading.
I don't remember those skis. Those look like water skis, right?
Yes, they are water skis. You're really good.
I sat over at that bar yesterday.
And is that a hookah on the bar? That looks like something out of the Han Solo movie. That weird hookah thing.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Well, enough about backgrounds. Let's talk about forwards.
Foreground.
No, let's talk about your trip to the farm yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you want to know about it?
I mean, well, Kenneth, you've been there before, and you've sent videos and photos. Jason, how did it live up to your thoughts of like how it looked?
Fool's Hill Farm is definitely going to be the spot on the 25th.
Yeah, I always forget there's a lake there. It's fun to get stoned by a lake.
Yeah, it's more of a pond, but it's big.
Yeah,
it's like deep.
It's 25 feet deep, man. The cool thing about the farm is that it's got a nice stage. It's got like it's really cool out in nature. Like it's trees. We saw some herons yesterday, like not heroin, but herons flying over. One of them almost landed down by where we were. It's a real cool spot, man.
It's definitely gonna be awesome. I can't wait to get there on the 25th, and I hope all of my friends join me.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I'll say this is really going to be like a sort of a festival type atmosphere.
Yeah. Friends will be made on that day.
That's right.
We can
Great times, new friends, new family. That's all that's going to happen out here at the farm.
And new connections. That we're going to have probably about 25 vendors come in. We're going to have food. We're going to have infused food.
We're going to have cannabis. We're going to have infused cannabis.
Yeah. I'll make 2 promises. Maybe I'll even make more, but I promise that everyone will walk away from this event smarter because there's going to be knowledge to be acquired there. People are going to be sharing things, and there might be some Bigfoot sightings.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that. I think it's pretty likely.
Woods.
I've invited some of my friends, and a couple of them are tall, so like there will be big feet there.
Yeah. I think it's going to be. I think you're going to get your photo taken with Bigfoot if you want. What's that? Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
That might happen. You know, if this was a acid or a mushroom show, definitely people would see Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be mushrooms there. So just saying, it is going to be a festival.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to be selling them.
There might be mushrooms there, but this is not the mushroom festival.
Kenneth, just a few days ago, I bought the domain name staleedibles.com, and it forwards to my own website.
Really?
And I'm going to try to get myself tables at other vendor events where I have the shittiest table, just like a TV tray, and just a sign that says, "Ask me about stale edibles." Because I'm not there to sell anything. I'm there to collect. Like, I will be the stale edibles guy. I'm on a stale edible right now.
I wish I had a stale edible right now as well. I'm on McDonald's coffee.
Oh.
And I will say this is probably this is terrible coffee. This is the worst coffee I've ever had. I do not recommend people going to have McDonald's coffee. And I'm just saying that because they're not giving me any money as a sponsor. So, like, this being as an accident. So this is terrible coffee. This is the worst coffee ever. But that's what I'm on.
Is it hot enough to accidentally spill on yourself and get some?
Not. Like, every time I go buy coffee from like a fast food place, I feel like I have to warm it up at the crib. It's always slow. I don't know. But I'll tell you, I'm really excited about the Cannabis Festival coming up because as somebody who is I've been a cannabis fan for over 25 years now. And now, like, that it's legal, I'm just excited about coming out in the open and helping to get some of the negative stigma and stereotypes that have been put on this, like, plant.
Yeah.
And just let everybody know that, dude, this is not reefer madness. You know, this is just a plant, like, and in some ways, you know, to use marijuana as a recreational drug is way easier than all the other plants used as recreational drugs. Like, how hard is it to use barley as a recreational drug? Right? You know what I'm saying? Barley, you got the, like, do all sorts of things to it. You got to ferment it. You got to add shit to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this one we got here, dude, it's just God gave it to us like he wants us to use it, just like here. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, you're right about barley. Fuck that, really.
And it tastes terrible. Like, beer actually has a terrible taste. Like, dude, it's weird when we think about recreational drugs, one of the safest ones for you, you know what I'm saying? And the one that, like, doesn't have the worst outcomes. Marijuana.
Hey, so check this out. Sean knows because I just sent him the article, but they're not going to be giving out any licenses. They just announced this in New York for dispensaries or recreational till 2023.
What? Yeah.
The mayor just announced that.
That's right. Here's the oh shoot. Well, anyway, there it is. From some Instagram account that we'll trust because they're called the New York Cannabis Times.
Well, speaking of that,
yeah.
I also bought a domain name.
Oh, what?
Actually, I bought fingerlakesdispensary.org.
Whoa, that's a good one.
Yeah, actually, I bought a couple. fingerlakesdispensary.org, southernTierdispensary.org, IthacaDispensary.org, and is high.
What was that last one?
Ithaca is high.
Oh, that's a beautiful one. That could be the name of a festival.
You know what? That might be the name of the festival we do at the beginning of the summer next year.
That's yeah.
Or even an expo. I just want to do expos.
We were talking about a lot about that, doing expos.
Like
I want to put this out there to all of our vendor people. We want to sponsor you people, and we want to bring you people to upstate New York. Anybody that wants to come upstate New York and do a festival, or not even a festival, it's just an event, and show upstate New York what you got, we're there to promote you. I got you.
Man, we got everything. We got everything you need. Oh, wait, and I know this might be a little off-putting because you're like, wait. It is 2 white guys and a black dude. You're like, okay, we've ticked one diversity box. The black dude, but don't worry. Like this is just what you're seeing right now because other folks are busy and doing stuff.
Right.
Now, shout out to Samantha B, because she is, shout out Samantha. Like, without her, like, this cannabis thing upstate New York wouldn't be happening. And
she does the hustle.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. So, like, when you just know, man, in some ways, the front, like, right here is all like dudes. But like I got an extra nipple. Don't worry, in the back, man. We got Samantha, we got Treese, we got a whole bunch of people out here, man. So holler at us, man.
Yeah. Okay. We still have the 25th to happen first, but real quick, for a beginning of the summer festival next year, I want there to be an Arduino table. You guys know Arduinos?
No.
Yeah. Actually, I got like 4 upstairs.
Oh, yeah. They're like weird. They're like weird motherboards that you can do. They're very programmable. I don't know. Like, I need to figure out what they are. I want to learn.
It's like
it has to force me to learn because I have to be at a thing where it's also happening. You know what I mean? I'm not going to seek it out on its own.
Okay. Do you know Raspberry Pi?
I know of it. Yes.
I think they're similar, man. I think they're similar.
That's right. I think so.
The cake?
No.
No. The small technological thing nerds play with.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a thing that you can build a computer out of, but you also don't need to use it as a computer. You can program it to do like other things.
It's one of these things where like you buy it and then you spend a lot of time programming it to do something sort of neat and cool that other things already do.
Right.
But the idea is that you made your own and you did it yourself is the cool thing about it.
Right. Is this making any sense?
A little bit. Yeah. Right. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a programmable board.
Yeah.
No, it's like those people who make like the musical instruments. They could use it for that, I guess. Right?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
A lot of artists do use them for stuff.
All right.
I got a question. This is totally off, but do any of you have a problem with like people trying to get you to send them dick pics? Like random like guys you don't know trying to send them dick pictures?
No, I'm sure we got some female friends, but I don't.
I've only been approached by women to do this. I've never been approached by a guy.
I did send Sean a dick pic of someone else, but yesterday. But it wasn't really a dick pic. It was one of those like weird shadowing things, and it looked like
oh yeah,
schlong. Like a girl had a huge schlong coming out of her dress, but it wasn't. It was just all.
It was one of these fake penis memes.
Yes. Thank you.
So check this out. Over the last like maybe 7 months,
yeah,
probably around 4 times, some random dude tried to get me to send him a dick pic. And the weird thing is, it's somebody that I know because like the way they approach it. Like the first time somebody texted me was like, "Yo, Kenny, what's up? We did comedy on Cornell's campus like a couple of years ago.
right.
I got a show out in I'm in Cali. I got a show out in Cali. What's up?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Oh, of course I don't remember this person, but I'm hearing show in Cali. Yo, what's going on?" Right? And then they're like, "Hey, really good. We got some sponsorship. Want to fly you out." I was like, "Oh, word, that's what's up." And then he was like, "Oh, and it's a little different. It's a swinger sort of sex event. Are you okay with that?" Dude, I'm good with that. I'm cool, right? Me and my old lady, we've been doing stuff like this before. She's a singer, a good artist, man. He was like, "Great. I've got our own Airbnb, stay out for a week, $2,000. I'm like, "What?" Then he was like, "Hey, we can make some extra money." I was like, "How?" He was like, "If you want to wear something different." I'm like what? And then he was like, "A thong? Are you interested in doing comedy in a thong?" I was like, "Whoa," I was like, I'm not sure. That's not my thing. Yeah, right. And then he was like, "Well, hey, it'll be more money. Like it's a good show. I could add you $1,500 on for that." And I was like, "Well, shit. Okay. I'll tell some jokes in a thong for $15." After that, like it got to, well, hey, what about like anything extra, like hand job? I was like, whoa, I was like, nah, like I don't do that. He was like, okay. What about like some dancing, or hanging out with people in the VIP? I was like, nah. And then he was like, well, it'd be cool. I thought you want to make some money. And I was like, look, dude, check it out. Like, I'm good at comedy.
Yeah.
Like, pay me to do comedy. But if you want a stripper, there are professionals out there who are way better at stripping. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you pay them to strip?
Right. Or pay a stripper to tell jokes and see what kind of show you get.
And then, like, at the end, he was like, well, check it out. Well, hey, man, why don't you just send me, like, a picture of what you got? So then I could see, and I was like, no. I'm into chicks. I don't do dudes, man. Nah. And like then he was like, well, I'll send you some money for it. Like you just send me a picture, I'll send you some money. And I'm thinking, why is this dude insisting on trying to pay me to see my dick when it's professionals? It's like people out there who will show him their dick for free.
Right.
Probably like way better dicks out there. Like it's dudes who get paid because their dicks are like
photographable.
Wait. My wife is upstairs yelling, "Ain't nobody got no better dick than you, baby."
Oh,
I love you, baby.
That's love.
Oh, most definitely. And she's watched pornos, so I'm saying some shit.
Yeah.
But like, so that happened like 3 months ago, and like in the end, I was like, dude, like it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, why are you trying to pay me money to get me to send you a picture of my dick when it's like free dicks out there all over the place, And so yesterday, I got a text from somebody who was like, "Yo, Kenny, this is Trail. We met at the smoke at Labor Days, the Smoke Fest. I'm in Ithaca, and I got some real good bud. Holla at me. And so I was gonna hit him up yesterday, but I didn't. I was cute. This morning I was like, "Oh, you still in town? You got that bud?" He was like, "Yeah, cool." I was like, "Word, where you at?" He was like, "I'm up by IC. Where you at?" I'm like, "I'm downtown." Here, just send me the address and I can meet you up. He was like, "Cool." Then he said, "Bring lube."
Oh gosh.
What? What the fuck?
There's no way that's an autocorrect error. I can't imagine what you would try to type that would give you lube.
Love, bring love.
Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? I thought it was I thought I knew who it was because there's only one person I actually talked to when I was right. But he was like, I was like, huh? Waiting for him to correct himself, right? Oh, I get, yeah, we can smoke, then stroke.
Wow.
So I was no. I'm not into dudes, no. And then he was like, well, hey, why don't you send me a picture?
Wow.
So you said, he was like, you said that you was packing, and I'm like, I'm not say that. I can't imagine myself being like, yo, what's up? You got them runts? Oh shit, you got the purple runts, you white runts, yo, that's that gas, man. Burn. Oh, and my dick is huge.
Yeah.
Like I was like, dude, no, and I ended up blocking him. And then that happened today, and then there was another time where they was like, yo, Kenny, this is Tracy from the swinger show. How you been over the pandemic? We're gonna be in Ithaca. And I'm like, dude, if you knew me from the swinger show, you know I don't swing. My wife are entertainment. And back and forth. And then they was like, why don't you just send me a picture of your dick? And I was like, yo, send me a picture of your face. A picture with the head cut off. I was like, man, no. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand it. Like, and it's weird because I actually think it's somebody who knows my wife. Yeah, I think it's somebody who knows my wife, and then somehow is disappointed, is disappointed that they were not chosen.
Oh.
And so they be trying to do stuff I don't know, man. Like in my head, and the thing is, I be thinking, okay, if you want a dick pic, why don't you just start off with that? Be like, hey, can you send me a dick pic? A picture of your dick. I like you. Can we have sex? And then I be like, no. But why do you want to waste my time and try to draw me into something that I care for?
Right.
And then
I might have a friend stopping by just to keep you guys informed.
Oh, okay. All right. It's what kind of friend?
Is it a dick?
He's been on the show before. Senior Parker.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Kenneth, I think you worked on the first 10 minutes of your next special. I think that's the opening story.
Actually, the opening story of my next special is how I love this story. It's a great story, but my wife won't let me tell it on stage yet.
Yeah.
It's so when we met, I really like wearing maoises, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like a skirt-ish thingy.
Yeah.
Traditional Somali wear. So we met in the summer, and I'm rocking these all the time. And so she was like, somehow like dudes in skirts is an indication of homosexuality or bisexuality, at least in this culture, right?
Uh-huh.
I liked how she used to ask me. She used to be up front, just be like, "Yo, are you into dudes at all? You don't care." and I'd be like, "No, you know." And then
Right.
I also like wigs, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm quick to put on a wig. If I see a wig, I'm like,
It's funny, yeah.
"Yeah." So she's like, "Oh man, this dude be walking around in skirts and is quick to put on a wig." You know, if I can trust his heterosexuality. So what she used to, like, and I didn't even know this. So like we be together and we be making out, and like she would always try to stick her finger in my asshole.
To test, to see.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But we be making out, like, and then she tried to stick her finger in my asshole, and I jump. And then one time we were watching like the Cowboys playing the Lions on Thanksgiving Day, and just she looked over at me and was like, "Hey, did you know that the male G spot is in their rectum?" And I was like, I read that someplace in like Cosmo or something. And then like later on that night, we were making out. And then I just felt her hand on like my asshole, like a finger just landed on my asshole, like right there,
Yeah.
on the crack and the crevice, and fucked me up because I know whether she did it on purpose or it was an accident. You know, but it like I clenched. It scared. I just clenched, like, oh, like,
Sure.
and then like, you know, she quit. And later on, after we finished, I was like, yo, were you about to stick your finger in my asshole? And she was like, no.
Hmm.
And I was like, it's because I just clenched up like that. I was like, you know, if I would have been okay, it really felt like you would have gone through with that bullshit. And she was like, well, yeah, you know, if you'd have liked it. I was like, dude, you ain't even have no lube. She was like, I would have used your natural juices.
Oh.
I ain't even think asses had natural juices, my dude. Like, so that happened.
Yeah.
And we've been dating. And I really like this chick now. You know what I'm saying? I really like her. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in love. I'm digging her. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Back of my head, I'm thinking, damn, like, but if we get married, does this mean that I'm gonna have to let her stick her finger in my rectum? Right? And I was like, oh my God, like, such a hard decision trying to balance your love, like lasting, everlasting love versus anal virginity.
I think it's impossible that a woman has to do that. There's no way that there's like, you know, the people are into different things. Like, we don't have to get specific about what people are into, but there's no way a woman is just like, oh, I have to have my finger there while we're doing it. There's no way.
I don't know. So I told this story. I told this story at a swinger show, and I was like, yo, this shit messes me up because I really like this chick, but I'm not ready for like, you know, to give up my anal virginity. Ah! And later on, a lady came up to me and was like, yo, she's not trying to like stick it in your butt. She's just trying to see if you're gay or not.
Right.
I was like, oh. And so then I was like, why didn't you just ask?
Yeah.
And
she did kind of.
Well, you know, it's funny. She was like, well, I was like, She said, I did. I was like, you did. And I told you no. And she was like, well, I just ain't believe you.
Right.
You should have thought you were Scottish.
I don't know, man. I just think I think I'm the type of person who's like honest about it. Like honestly, if like guys made my dick hard, I would fuck guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, all I gotta say is, Kenneth, you're missing out on like a whole other like sensation. Yeah. With that. It don't have to be a guy. It could be a girl. But like she said, the male G spot is in the asshole.
I realize that, and in some ways, that's why I believe God is a woman. Because, like, if God was a man, he would have put the male G spot on some place that is much more accessible.
Yeah. I could be like, oh, I brushed my chest.
The back of our hand.
I just put my elbow down the wrong way.
Or I had an insane thought. Can you imagine if you could just get yourself off by thinking?
Actually, well, I don't know, man. Thinking would be great, but it'd just be too easy. Like, I like masturbating.
No, you'd have to think hard, though. Like, you have to have, like, an immense, crazy thought to do it. Like, you have to really think hard to do it.
I don't know. I think I have, like, if you ask my wife, she'll tell you I have enough immense, crazy thoughts. It was a time when I was in Kenya. Like, for 2 years, I was looking for the 15th sin.
How many are there?
Dude,
I didn't know there were sins.
I don't know. I don't know, but I accidentally found number 12 and 13 while I was in Kenya, and I was like, oh shit, I want to find number 15. But like, now that I'm mature and I've given up sinful stuff, I'm okay with maybe one of y'all finding the 15th sin.
Oh, well, I'm not looking for it on purpose, but if I stumble on it,
the 15 sins in the butt. The only place you're gonna find it.
You might be right.
Dude, y'all just froze. I missed everything that happened.
It was butt stuff. Jason was doing butt stuff.
That is good. I'm okay with missing butt stuff. No, man, but no, like, it's weird. It was one time, like, around like what people are sexually attracted to, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always, just from my experience,
yeah,
I always thought that the male sexual organ is involuntary, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been able to manually make, like, make my dick, like, just, I can't be like, all right, dick, get hard. And
jump.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be like, all right, dick, stop that. And it just stop. You know what I'm saying? And like, I played sports and stuff, so I've been around like a whole bunch of naked dudes. And my dick has like never been like, oh shit, like look at it,
Sure.
But
I think mine hides in those public showering situations.
Yeah. On the contrary, like it's something about a woman, like the female shape.
Mm-hmm.
And like green, like some space tights, like leggings that have like space on them. I'm like, oh snap! It's like sexy alien legs. You know what I'm saying? Like green tights. It's like a Togruta. Like stuff is just so like I could see a chick and then my dick will be like, yo, that's sorta, you know what I'm saying?
I think I might like green clothes on a woman more than any other color.
Why?
What's that?
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe I just like that color.
Green is doesn't green have to do with like
Fertility?
It brings up sex in the whole criteria of green. I that's sexy is in there. So you might have something there. Green is a nice color.
I think the green M&M is a woman. And I think that was like chosen on purpose or something like that.
Yeah, and green, it isn't like giving a green M&M to a girl supposed to be like, did you know if you want to have sex with her or something like that? I do believe. I've
never heard that. That might be true.
Yeah, that there's like one of those things, high school kids things.
I've been adjacent to a lot of conversations recently where somebody talks about, like I've either been in this conversation or been next to somebody having this conversation where somebody talks about, oh, I was at a resort and I had a shirt on that had pineapples on it, and these people kept on coming up to me, and I found out they were swingers, and it turns out pineapple is code for swingers. And I didn't know this because I was wearing a shirt by accident that had pineapples on it. I've heard multiple conversations of people saying that pineapples are a message to swingers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it makes me think, I've heard that conversation so much. I think that talking about finding out that pineapples is code for swinging is the new code for swinging.
You know,
the next time somebody brings that up, the pineapple thing, I'm going to be like, are you a swinger? Tell me right now.
Well, I think it's too many codes for stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think a code for swinging should be like, I like swinging.
Right.
Oh, man, like.
But what if you don't want anybody, like the people that aren't in the know not to know?
Why?
Well, that's the thing, like, why should we want people not to know? Like, we shouldn't care.
Sure.
Like, swinging is not illegal. It's not a criminal thing. We're all adults. We're all consenting.
If it's just about the secret of it, if it's just about the secrecy of it, then you don't like the thing that you're doing. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, why keep it secret? I agree.
Yeah. And, like, the swingers that I know were actually sort of cool folks. Yes, I was sort of disappointed that I wasn't a swinger, so we couldn't have sex.
In interest of like being direct and honest and putting stuff out there, I had this thought recently, and it's that I'll either, and I'm fine with it, but I've accepted that I'm either going to die alone, or I will find myself in a throuple situation. I think those two futures are my possible reality.
Well, I hope that the latter is what works for you instead of the former.
Sure. But also, I mean, let's acknowledge that everyone most likely will die alone. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, people who die in plane crashes, unless they're with their significant other, I don't know. Anyway, but
yes,
I understand.
I know.
Yeah, but I feel like two women would be, and me would be better. I think I'm suited for more femininity around me. You know what I mean? One woman isn't enough.
Yeah, I like the way that you sort of slid it into like you having two women as a women empowerment situation.
Well, I think we would get along great. Like, two people in the kitchen making dinner sometimes is a drag, but three people is fun. I can cut vegetables. I can open the wine. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, dude, the way you're describing it, you don't need two women. You might be okay with two dudes as well.
Nah.
If you're going to be cutting the vegetables, I don't know, maybe JQ can make the soup.
I mean, maybe if we're on tour. Hey, you're muted, buddy.
I said, I'll make the soup. I don't care. I like soup. It's getting cold.
And he is a good cook. I do make good soup. You do good on the grill, Jason, but I make okay soup.
I've never had to live with dudes until like I moved back with my family,
Right.
and because my brothers live up here and everything. Well, my brother. Right? So it's definitely a weird situation living with dudes.
It's a mess. Yeah, that's why I need to be with two women.
Yeah, I do definitely.
I like the way you're like, oh, it's a terrible situation living with dudes. It's a mess. That's why we need to live with women. Like, what are these women thinking about living with dudes then? Are they like, oh?
Well, that's why the throuple situation is great, because each woman has another woman around. Actually,
I like the way you. This is some honestly, Sean. This is white people stuff that you're doing.
Sure.
But not in a bad way. By like taking something and then calling it something else. All right, so do you remember in the 80s when people used to adopt pets? Like you would go and you would adopt a pet, you would adopt the dog, adopt the cat, right? Then like suburban white people were like, you know what? Fuck that. We want to make ourselves feel better about this shit. And then they started saying, no, we rescued.
Right.
Like a dude was like, hey, oh, this dog is a rescue. I was like, oh, where'd you rescue it from? Where'd you rescue it from?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
PetSmart.
Yeah, the Humane Society, PetSmart. I like the fuck.
Right.
Yeah, like, no, you didn't. No. Like, all these rescue dogs, none of them rescued. I bet you your dog wasn't rescued. I bet you was found. You know what I'm saying? It's like dogs are bad. And people are coming to the A-team and shit and rescuing them. They're just finding them after fucked up shit already happened to it.
Yeah. Valerie just commented, "What about messy women?" ? And I let her know that we'll work it out. Like, there's going to be 3 brains involved. We can solve any situation, I feel like.
Up to some solution. Yeah.
The same way white folks turn adopting animals into rescuing animals is the same way you're turning bigamy into a throuple situation.
Yeah, that's true. I know what you're saying. Also, I blame somebody else because I didn't come up with the throuple term. So it's somebody else's fault that they put this idea in my head. But I hear what you're saying, bigamy. Yeah.
And Valerie, how clean is your boyfriend? Is your boyfriend a little bit of a clean freak? You know, it all equals out. That's why you pick people. You know, because you're lazy at some things, and someone else is going to pick up your slack and everything. So it all works out.
It does.
Hey, Kenneth, did you see the Matrix 4 trailer?
Yes.
Yes, I did see the Matrix 4 trailer.
And it looks pretty. I'm excited.
All right. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
Like it's one of these, to me, I think the Matrix 4, if 2 and 3 are anything to follow, it's going to be something good and entertaining to watch visually. But as far as the story and the continuity of the storyline and shit, I think it's always weird.
Well, here's why I'm optimistic. It's because after watching the first 3 Matrix movies, it's like, where could you go? It's done. The story is over. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to find out what happens with Neo now, whatever. But the fact that they're doing one, I feel like they must be doing it because somebody was like, holy shit, this would be an awesome 4th movie.
Or somebody was like, yo, y'all folks are still on contract for another movie. And hey, this can be some easy shit to put together.
Right.
That's a lot of money as well. Like
I don't think they did it because it's easy.
I think I think they did it because the fans complained so much about the ending of the last movie, with Neo just in a room and that was it. You know.
But like the way what I think messed me up with the Matrix is the Matrix was written to be just one movie, right? You know what I'm saying? And the way Matrix One went, it was like a beginning and an end. You know what I'm saying? Like solved it. He was the one. He ended it. But it seemed like they were like, oh shit, we need this was like a hit. We can make more money off of it. Then they like came up with like some other weird shit for 2 and 3. Like, cause 1 was really complete.
Right.
Like, if you look at the other movies, like Star Wars, like the Tolkien joints, and it's a couple of other movies that were actually written to be like trilogies, as opposed to like one movie that was just a hit, and they're like, oh, let's see how we can keep it going. But like, I'm gonna rock with the new Matrix though. It's gonna be interesting.
I think it's possible that Matrix 2 and 3 were money grabs, but I don't think this is one. I think somebody came up with an incredible idea and they're like, fuck, we got to do it.
Is this still written by the same brothers? Is it going to be done by the same brothers?
Sisters.
They're sisters, but I think someone else came up. I think someone else came up with this story.
And only one is doing it. I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's Lana Wachowski who's doing it.
But it's at the blessing of the sister who's not doing it. I think that they came up with something. I think somebody came up with them, gave them an idea that was like, shit, we have to do it. I think it's going to be good. And I also don't care if it's not good.
Like, I don't know if it's going to be great, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be bad. I know it's going to be entertaining, but I don't know if it'll be great. It's not. Of course, it's never going to be like the first one.
Sure.
I think it's going to be entertaining.
Shang-Chi is good. I saw that in the theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was like Jason too. I forgot or I missed that both of them had sex changes or.
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew one did, and I totally forgot. Yeah.
I was because what happened? I was reading about the movie, and it was like one of the Wachowski sisters is not going to be involved in the new Matrix, and I was like, oh, I didn't know they had a sister.
Right.
Then I was like, oh, I was talking to my wife. She was like, oh no, you remember? I was like, oh, that's right. They had the sex changes.
Right. I've read an article or two about how the first Matrix is a parable to a trans story.
Really?
The whole sort of, reality is not what you are told it is. It's something different, that kind of thing. And, character going through a change. Yeah.
The best story I've read about like the sort of the last story of gender and sexuality and whatnot is a story by Octavia Butler. Wrote like a three novel series called like Lilith's Brood or the Ex Genesis series. Oh, that is deep, and it really talks about like makes you challenge and think about like how we as people process gender and sexuality and all of that, and it's good too.
What's the name of this?
It's either called one title is Lilith's Brood. I think that's the new one, Lilith's Brood, but the original title was the Ex Genesis series.
Octavia Butler.
Yeah.
I know the author, but I've not read any of her stuff.
Oh man, like she was a black science fiction gay woman in like the 70s, and she won some awards and whatnot. And like her books are really good. I became introduced to her in '92, like when I was a freshman in college, to a black university, and so we had this thing. We had a book, like they've got this thing called the Norton Anthology of English Literature. Because it has like a lot of examples of English literature things to like talk about theme and whatnot. But they got a version that's only has black authors, and at my school we use that. And like they had maybe like a 10-page excerpt from one of her novels. I read it, I was like, damn! And I went down to the Shrine of the Black Madonna that same day and bought four books.
When did she pass away? She's not still alive, right?
Well, she passed away, I want to say within the last maybe 6-7 years.
Yeah.
6-7 years.
Any film adaptations from any her works? Not yet?
Not yet. But I think she had another book that people really like. And it's like, that's, in some ways, that's the book that a lot of people first read with Octavia Butler. And it's a book, I forgot the name of it, but the story, it's an interracial couple, a white man and a black lady in modern times. And then the black lady is transported to slavery times. And then she'll come back to modern times. And the things that happen to her when she's transported back in time are still with her when she comes back
right
in the modern times, and her husband has to deal with like all of that. I mean, it's a good book, and it's deep,
right?
But I think like I'm a science fiction guy, like at heart I love it. And she's like the ex-Genesis stuff, like has aliens in it. It has it's post-apocalyptic. It's good. Then she has the Pattern Master series that starts in pre-colonial Africa. I think it's like 7 books, and it finishes in like 30-50 or something like that.
Right.
All of her books have really strong African American characters and whatnot. Like I remember, for me as a young black dude who I love fantasy books and science fiction. So I used to read Asimov. I read like Arthur C. Clarke, Heinlein, then like the Hobbit dude and whatnot. But man, like seeing a book, like being able to read science fiction that really like spoke to me and my experience as a black kid was deep, man. It was real deep. I dug it. Oh shit! My fault. This is supposed to be about comedy. I threw some personal reflection and social justice in this motherfucker.
It is. It is about comedy. It makes it you up, and you're a comedian. So hey,
I had a thought recently. I want to throw by both of you guys, and it's that because I just took down a General Lee statue in Virginia, I think Richmond, and because people are wondering what to do with these statues, and I came up with, I think, a pretty good solution of what to do with these Confederate statues we're tearing down. They should be put in a museum, and there should be 2 entrances and exits to this museum. One is marked the Civil War was about slavery, and the other one is marked the Civil War was not about slavery. And you choose what door you walk in, and then you also choose what door you walk out of.
Oh shit, dude! I thought you were about to say something funny, but that's a really cool idea.
I think it would make people think about because you would have people in there feeling prideful, but then there would be people there feeling like anxiety. You know what I mean? And like you would force people to feel pride in that environment, and it might make them reflect on why they think that.
on a bigger scale, I think if you put like those statues in a museum and then also had like other factual stuff around slavery and whatnot,
Definitely,
that,
absolutely,
dude, that's a come on, man. Let's write a grant and get $1 million to make that happen.
sure.
I just want that like added to your title. Sean Wickens, museum creator.
Well, if we know somebody who does grant writing, let's figure out who to talk.
Dude, we do grant writing, don't we?
Yeah.
I've written like 3 grants in my life, and they've all been rejected. Granted, that's not many, but I never felt like I had the gift to ask for money using language, using the written word.
Well, all right. So I figured it out. Like this is a secret to grant writing. This is the secret to grant writing. Check it out. Here we go.
Yeah.
There are 2 approaches. Like one approach is if you go and you're looking and you find like these RFPs, requests for proposals, or people like we have money out, and they'll be like, this is the grant. What you do is you go and you look over the past years at all the people that they funded that won that grant. Then you copy the shit they said they were going to do. You put it in your application and then add something that whatever you have that's a little better, on top of that, and send it in. Really good, and it's based on like the principles of standing on the shoulders of giants. Bam.
Right.
And then the other one is like if you have an idea, like this idea that you said, just write this shit out.
Yeah.
And then after that, after you write it out, then it's about finding people who believe in what you believe in.
Right.
And then the other grant, oh yeah. So like that is the secret to grant writing. And I think like comedians, I think we have a unique ability to use language and stuff to show people, let people look at ideas and things from a different way.
Right.
Based on the what is it? Dude, the whatchamacallit you wrote, the press release was fat. That was a nice press release.
Oh yeah. I can do that kind of stuff. I don't know. I feel like that's more informational than call to action, like grant writing is. But the fact that you have a secret to grant writing, it means that it is different writing. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I've been struggling with that because I recently, this past year, I wrote 4 grants and I got all of them.
Wow.
What?
Yep, 4 grants and I got all 4. One was for a festival that we did. One was I still got to do 3 of them, but like they're easy. But I realized that with the grants, like I try to be me as much as possible because I think that's what helps.
Mm-hmm.
I quit trying to write like a motherfucking professional and shit. I'm like, yo, I'm a comedian. I'm about to write some stuff that's going about doing funny stuff, and that's what I put it in, and it works. Like so far, it's been working. Like this past year.
That's a good. That's you're batting 1,000. That's good.
This year, only this year.
Sure, but that's
That was the All Black Everything Festival, right?
All Black Everything Festival. Then we're going to do a live performance. Ithaca's Black too. Then we've got this thing where we're going to we're going to work with some kids to help them put together a digital video sort of.
Have you thought about using the name Everything is Black 2, Black Again?
No, all black again.
Just to put an extra sequel thing on it.
That'd be fun. Too black.
Yeah, two black is good too. Don Don is watching. What's up, Don Don? Possibly on the road or possibly in his living room or office. What else? If you're just joining us, I'm Stale Edibles is my new thing. I'll take any and all stale edibles. I have a coffee grinder, I realized, and I can just grind up a stale edible and just put it in my coffee. These things still work.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is all holographic. It's all compressed onto a 2D space.
It is.
So
it's too
enjoy
much.
It.
It's too much to get into. Again, feel free to rewind.
Yeah.
Right. We might be living in the 3D world we live in could be possibly actually very tricky 2D.
Yes.
How do we know that? We don't know yet. Some physicists just say that it might be true. And then get your tickets for 9/18 New York City and 9/25 the Finger Lakes.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
This is terrible.
How do we get people who already have tickets to the Finger Lakes to tell their friends that they should also get tickets?
If we say, hey, if you tell your friends to get tickets, we're going to give you something extra.
Right. We don't know what it is.
Maybe we should give them a discount, a friend's discount in an email. And they can send it to their friends and say, hey, here, this is 10% off of the ticket I just bought.
But then would those people be mad that they didn't get the discount?
Yes, I would be angry.
Right.
I'd be like, these organizers got it fucked up. How are they going to make me pay full price?
Right.
And use me to give somebody else a discount. I don't want a discount.
Yeah.
If we do something like that, it should be like, okay, we'll give you a $5 discount for every person who buys a ticket with your code.
There you go.
Hey, here comes Valerie from DC.
Hey, Valerie from DC.
Valerie Apperson always has interesting thoughts to share.
Oh, I was on the show with Valerie.
What show? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. First one.
Yeah. That's what's up. My first show back after the pandemic.
Nice. Hey.
Hey. What's up?
Everybody in here knows each other and has met each other in real life. That's
so cool.
Yeah. Valerie, I have one exciting thought I want to share with you, but first I want to hear what's new in your life and mind.
Well, I played what's it called? WarriorWare last night.
What's that? A Switch game?
No, it's like, I don't know. It's just like a game, and apparently it was like a big thing. And everybody around the world was like, yeah, WarriorWare. And
is it Nintendo?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Never heard of it.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I don't really play games, but that's what we did last night. And it was cool. I was into it.
What type of game was WarriorWare?
It's like one of those, I don't know, like you have to like jump over things or like, I don't know.
I love those.
I don't know why I brought it up. I don't have anything to say about this game, but I do have screenshots on it, and it had some fun little sayings that I'm going to turn into cyber memes. So.
But jumping over stuff is kinds of games I love. Platformer games, I think they call them.
Yeah.
I'm also not a gamer.
Yeah, maybe it's called platformer games.
Yeah.
How about those like running games or something like that? Runners? What are runners?
It's like there's like tons of little mini games and you have to beat them. I don't know. It was cool, but I find that like whenever I do play the WarriorWare games, I'll just like be more fluid on piano. Like it like somehow makes me more coordinated. So that's cool.
That makes sense. Like the engaging of your fingers just gets you ready for another activity where your fingers are engaged.
Yeah, something like that. Something. Guess what I'm smoking? It's called DC Quantum.
Wait,
whoa!
I'm more interested in the guy that dropped it off. What was the gimmick?
Oh, it was so crazy. We had to get change, and then I had to go on his motorcycle. And this guy who had just like harassed me in the street, he was all tall. He didn't have a shirt on. You could tell he'd just been stabbed. And he was like, "Give me a kiss." And then he's like, "You're a piece of shit." And he was just like, really, like I had never met him.
Wow.
And then it was cool because like I got to roll by my bully with the weed guy on the back of his motorcycle. And we're on the sidewalk, like, don't ever fuck with me again.
Yeah.
But we're just getting changed. It was a fun movie scene.
Yeah.
I forget what the advice was. It wasn't very good. Sometimes they don't give you very good advice. Oh, it was like Jay-Z. It was like, don't skip a leg day to run your mouth off.
Hold on.
And it would work. It would work if like leg day consisted of running, but everybody knows leg day is squats.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
All right, wait a minute.
Kenneth doesn't know about the. Yeah.
I missed something because my connection is ghetto. So, Valerie, are you saying that what happened was you purchased a motivational saying and then they gave you the weed?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
He knows. He knows.
I was thinking about like that. I was like, maybe we could do something like a virtual show. We were like, here we're doing a virtual show about cannabis, and if you buy a ticket, here's what you get. Like, so everybody in the show can watch it together.
Oh, that's a baller idea.
Very interesting.
It sounds like a lot to coordinate, but I'm sure there's a way to do it. You know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, most definitely. I was in DC, Valerie, and I was really impressed with the DC marijuana gifting sort of scene or economy. Like I was impressed on how they're managing to make sure people who want cannabis can get cannabis.
Yeah. Yeah, it's totally cool. And it's like they do it in such a way that you're never gonna get like tourism for weed because they don't want more tourists here, but they do want weed, you know.
Valerie, do you still have people like asking how to find it, or if you live in DC, you know where to acquire it, or are people still like, I don't know what to do?
I'm sure. I haven't really like met any. I haven't been talking to any people. Just comics. Like,
oh yeah,
they don't count.
All right. Well, speaking of comics, I do have a question for everybody, and it's that last night I did a I was at a underground weed speakeasy up in Harlem, and I was there as like an in-house comedian, but I didn't really do a show. I just like when people came up to buy stuff, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm here hanging out. I can tell you a joke or two," and then we would just have a conversation after that, you know. But I did have a friend show up, and he was like, "Oh, I thought it was an actual comedy show," and I was like, "Well, it's just a loose. I'm just here hanging out and being funny."
Yeah.
So how should I advertise that? Because I'm probably going to do it again next. Like, what is the phrase? How should it be built?
Are people paying?
It's like free jokes. It's like jokes with your weed, but it's joke versation.
Joke. That might be good.
I don't get the concept.
I know. I don't know how to describe it. That's what it is.
He's a vibe. He's just there to create like a fun
like
vibe. start the atmosphere and start people talking and thinking, basically, while they're smoking.
Oh, okay.
Instead of
all right.
and being like, all right, I'm out of here.
So it's like a place where people come, they buy weed, and then they sit and smoke weed.
It's a dispensary and lounge, yeah. But some people just go there, buy, and then leave. But some people
it's a really beautiful spot. There's a nice spot outside that you can sit if you want in the
Jason,
backyard.
He gets it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Well,
Yeah.
I think about those things, but in some ways, like how much added value is a comedian there, right? That's like if you're just hanging out there, sort of like talking to people. That's the like, yeah. How much, like if somebody's going there to, like if I'm going there to hang out and smoke some weed, like do I really want somebody, a stranger there talking to me?
Well, I'll give you a review from everyone who was there that I talked to last night. Yes, they did.
Oh.
They were happy that I was there, and I did bring one new member last night, who might have paid for a membership or they might have waved him in. I'm not sure. I think he got waved in, but it brought a new customer.
I feel you. But do you understand like my thing? Because in some ways, when the way they say a weed lounge, it's just a bar.
Right.
Instead of alcohol, you substitute marijuana. And like if me and my like, yeah. So
why can't we have both?
Both what?
A weed bar and a bar.
No. We can have both. But that's why I always wonder, like, if I'm going to like a weed lounge, like if I'm just going to hang out and whatnot,
right,
with a lady or somebody, like, is it a place where I just want to sort of like chill, a place where it's always going to be like something happening?
right.
Now, not saying anything's wrong, but you get what I'm thinking?
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah, they've had musicians there before who like play and hang out. They said they were gonna have a microphone for me last night, which they didn't.
Oh.
They got to set it up, so I just sort of like chilled out next to people, or you know what I mean. But I don't know how to
conversation. I would like be like a conversation with comedian or something like that, or story time or storytelling or
Cannabis and comedians.
Ah.
It's not a comedy show. It is. I'm not there. I'm not there to interrupt transactions. Yes.
An night with Sean Wickens.
What is it?
An intimate night with Sean Wickens.
It's like you're the quirky shopkeep.
Right.
Kind of. I don't know.
I'm a quirky shopkeep.
I did help answer some questions about some products that I had used. That I got from there. I think it might have helped upsell.
Yeah. Where was this weed lounge you went to?
123rd Street. That might have been too specific, but it's up in Harlem.
I went to a weed lounge in Manhattan a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Where in the back they sold, it was like a dispensary and they sold whatever or gave it away for donations.
Mm-hmm.
And out in the front, I think it was some music playing, and then they had a pool table and some couches and whatnot, and tables and ashtrays.
Oh, that's fun.
It's like I don't know. In some ways, it's like I think it's like it's weird because it's if it goes right, it can be really nice, but if it goes wrong, it's just a crack house.
Well, I feel like how I would use a lounge as a customer is that I would go there to buy stuff. I would hang out for 10 minutes, talk to any regulars that happen to be there, or just introduce myself to some new people. Hang out for 10 or 15 minutes, and then that's it. I wouldn't be there all night.
Pretty much like, if you were to go to your dealer's house.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Oh my God, look what I just found.
What?
I found lettuce inside of my weed.
How did that happen?
Lettuce.
Me and Taylor have been hiding lettuce in different places.
Oh, it's an inside joke. I get it.
Yeah, it's a little joke.
Oh, I thought like when you opened the bag, it was weed and lettuce. And
That'd be even funnier. I should have just said that.
yeah, but I thought like you bought it with the lettuce in it.
Oh yeah, no, that would have been better.
Oh, yeah, that could be the gimmick. Here, I'm gonna send you lettuce.
You lettuce. Believe that. Hold on, I have to yell at the cat. Micro, stop it.
What was it doing?
It's tearing paper.
Oh.
It's really annoying. Come here. Come here, Micro.
Hey, so Valerie, have you given any thought to this whole holographic universe theory that I sent you? Any of it?
Holographic universe? I guess I kind of always thought it was. I mean, I don't know if you... Look, I'll show you something.
You think it's 2D, though? I don't think
so, if you get out a calculator...
Yeah.
Then you do 3 divided by 9. Do you got a calculator?
Well,
yeah.
No, I have my phone.
I do. Hold on. Here it is, launching. 3 divided by 9. Yep.
Do you get 0.333?
Repeating, yes. I remember school. Yeah.
Divide that by 3.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if I've ever done this. Yeah.
Okay, and then you should get 0.1111.
Yep.
Okay, now divide that by 3.
Okay.
And then you should get 0.37037,037, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. And my theory is that if it was like interconnecting dimensions or whatever, that you would add the 3 and the 7, and if you did, you would get 1001010, which would be binary.
Wait, why are we adding that number to this number?
That's the thing, is that if you add the 3 and the 7, not that there's a reason to do it in the math that we're doing now, but I would imagine if it is like a holographic universe, then like all these triangular measurements that we live in would add up in some way. And then it would be 100101010. It's just something fun to think about.
Okay.
Math enough to even think.
I don't know. It makes sense to me. I'm pretty sure you can disprove that, but we shall see.
I don't know enough math to even understand that.
Hey, I have a question for Jason.
Yo.
Okay, so you found this article that you sent to us, right? And you gave some thoughts as to how you found that article. I don't know, who are you talking to that is other than us that are triggering these thoughts? Are these all coming from internal, or
all internal stuff that I think about all the time, and I'm like, oh, I want to know what crazy theories there are about our universe and everything in there, and I look up this out that maybe the whole theory behind like quantum computers is and dark matter, solves the whole alien mystery and everything like that. Who knows? I understand like maybe 12% of what I read. I read it over again too because I'm like, really?
I hear you. I hear you. I probably understand 12% of it too, and when I give that number, I'm also including a bunch of the comments that I read. But have you ever seen the movie Explorers? Do you remember that movie?
Mm-mm.
Yes. Uh-huh.
When it's about the kid who has dreams and it tells him to build a microchip, and then they're able to make a spaceship from it, and then they fly up in space.
What?
What is that?
This is before her time. This is like the early 80s.
Yeah, it's an 80s movie with Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix.
Wow. I want to see it.
It's a must see.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I saw it. 80s movies with Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix were not in my demographic. I just don't think they ever passed. I don't think like now, if you were like, hey, if you showed me 3 pictures of River Phoenix, I could not tell you who it was.
Even if we told you and then showed you three photos.
Sean, can we watch the preview of this movie?
Can we watch the preview? Well, we can watch it.
Go ahead.
We can watch it, but we can't play the audio because if the audio comes up on the video, our video will get removed.
I got you. All right.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
We can watch it without the sound.
There you go. Maybe this will interest you guys in seeing this movie.
Well, I'm not telling you you have to see it, but it does sort of. It begs the question: how much of our thoughts are internal, or how much of our thoughts are we picking up from elsewhere? I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah.
Here is a 1 minute and 30-second trailer without the audio for Explorers, which came out, I don't remember the year. 85.
1985.
Oh, I mean, River Phoenix is a dude.
Yeah, he's that kid.
He's a river.
His parents are hippies. That's what I know about.
Yeah. And in this movie, he plays a kid whose parents are professors and scientists. And the kids build a spaceship.
No, they build a bubble, and then they put this garbage can.
That's crazy. That's the coolest movie ever.
Yeah. It is pretty. It was mind blowing to see this as a kid, and I think the ending is a little of a bit of a disappointment. But you just have to remember that adventure is about the journey and not the destination. I feel like, and then it's a good movie if you remember that. This might be the original Matrix. This might have.
Okay.
Maybe you should see this movie.
No. Like I'm watching it now. I'm listening to you and Jason, your heartfelt memories and experiences about this movie. I think it helped me understand white culture a little more. I'm going to watch it.
It's better to see as a kid than Predator.
Yeah. That was a cool movie too.
No, it is cool, but this is a movie that makes you excited for exploration. Predator makes you scared of aliens. You
want to go to the gym, and I love Action Jackson. Yo, Carl Weathers is my dude.
Actor and director.
Yes, man, and he's one of the first like big sort of like black action movie stars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Action Jackson, Carl Weathers.
He directed an episode or two of The Mandalorian.
Yep, he did. I was really glad to see him and my man Giancarlo Esposito in the movies, man.
Oh yeah.
Old school Spike Lee dude, man.
I did not know who Giancarlo Esposito was until Breaking Bad, but after you see him in Breaking Bad, you see him everywhere.
Yo, dude, like he was in almost all of Spike Lee's early movies and whatnot.
Right.
In She's Gotta Have It, he played Big Brother Dean Almighty.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in years.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Val. We're naming stuff that happened way back.
Yeah.
There's like I wasn't allowed to watch like a ton of movies growing up, so there's like a lot of references I don't get. I just sort of like nod along, like, yeah, I believe you.
What movies did you go back and watch once you were allowed to watch movies? Like, what movies did you miss that you were like, oh, these ones I do want to see?
Leaving the Cube. I'm just guessing.
Well, I just watched Back to the Future for the first time, so that was pretty cool.
Did
you watch the whole series or just the first one?
I think it was just the first one, and maybe some of the second.
Was it exciting?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was cool. And I don't think it was because I wasn't allowed to watch it, but I don't know, when you're doing a bunch of stuff for the church, there's not a lot of time to watch movies, so that was cool. Yeah. I got to see The Matrix too. You guys were talking about The Matrix earlier. Yeah, that was pretty mind-blowing.
Was there a movie that you were like, oh, I can't wait to see it, and then you saw it and you were like, oh man?
No, I don't know. I just learned not to
I can tell you
any expectations.
I can tell you a movie that has no redeeming qualities. Zero.
What?
The Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Yeah. And you're gonna want to watch it. It's not
even entertaining to watch as in like this is a silly bad movie. It's just like painful.
It was a horrible when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, anything around like the Garbage Pail Kids just in themselves really didn't have a whole bunch of redeeming characteristics. They were like, it was just a horrible, fucked up 80s toy.
Right.
Like, do y'all remember the Mad Balls, the Ugly Faces?
I had one or two, yeah.
Wait, maybe.
Why was that even a thing that we were like, here, give this to kids?
Right. I don't know. Ugly and gross was in for kids for a while. Maybe it still is.
I think it probably still is, man. We used to always be like, oh, look, you look like this. This is what your mother looks like.
Maybe playing with ugly toys is like a safe version of doing drugs. Like nothing that's bad, but
actually, I think smoking marijuana is a safe way to do drugs.
Sure, that's the better way to.
Oh,
here's the Mad Balls.
I had that
commercial.
one.
Gross.
Yeah, so gross.
It was a dude at our school that was his nickname, Mad Ball.
Because he had an eye that popped out of his head.
I don't know. I think at any one time he might have resembled any one of the Mad Balls. At any one. I wonder what he's doing now, man. I wonder what happened to him. Mad Ball.
Well, Valerie, do you have any shows coming up other than next Saturday?
I do not. I should be working harder on that. I know.
No shame. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'll get some reps in during the week. I'll go to mics and stuff, but no, I don't have anything booked. I don't think.
All right.
She's working a
other
full-time.
than next Saturday, which is the biggest deal ever. So yeah, it'll be cool.
Next Saturday, and then the Saturday after that will be a big, really, really big deal.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking rad.
Do you have any thoughts, any closing thoughts? 5 minutes left.
don't use your pet's name in your password.
Mm.
And don't use the same password in 2 different places.
That's smart.
That's it.
Very important and functional advice.
Yeah.
My password from.
Oh no, who froze? All right. Well, I'll let you guys get to it. Super awesome.
Yeah, good seeing you. See you next week.
I'll see you. I was thinking about a way to turn that equation to where like it eventually just leads you to boobs. Just take everybody on this long ride, and then it's just the same old joke. I got to work it out. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
Kenneth, any closing thoughts? Jason, any closing thoughts? I'll try to think of closing thoughts too. I don't know if I have.
Come out this Saturday to Stone Laughs if you're in New York City. And then also next week, get your ticket for our festival before we're sold out and you can't get in. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be a blast, and we're just going to vibe out all day and have good times and celebrate music, comedy, weed. Yeah. And big up to the all the vendors that are going to come out too on Saturday. This Saturday, we have Bake What Your Mama Gave You. You can find them on Instagram. We also have Bobby Blunts, Dookie Strong, the Real 420 shit, and then we also have our sponsor for the show. Thank you so much, 167 Exotics. They'll be in the house, and they helped us produce this show. So we're this whole empowering girl show that we're doing. So show some love and get stoned and laugh with us.
Yeah. And if you are in New York and you want to win 2 free tickets, hit us up, courtesy of the Regular Cat Convo.
That's right. Hit me or Sean up, or just hit up Stoner Morning Show, and we'll get you those.
Yeah.
Kenneth.
Yo, I want to give a shout out to the Stoner Morning Show for empowering women. Good job, guys. Yo, hit them up if you're in New York. This next Saturday, 9/25, man. Finger Lakes Music, Comedy, and Cannabis Festival, upstate New York, Spencer, New York, Fools Hill Farm, 1 to 7. We're going to have 25 vendors, CBD, cannabis. We're going to have pipes, glass, food, infused, non-infused. We're going to have music. The R&B king of New York, Boozing Tombella, sing Treese. Then we're going to have Precious, Gorgeous from Brooklyn in the house. He's going to be up there, man. We're going to have some comedy. It's going to be great, man. Just come out, a great feel. Everybody celebrate legal cannabis culture in upstate New York. We are no longer criminals, baby. What's up?
That's right. Tell your mom, tell your dad. This is something for like the novice user to come in and really get a handle on the culture if you're interested in starting to smoke weed.
That's right. Speaking of mom and dad, Jason got his own parents.
My mom and dad will probably be there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Been a great relief for both of them. I know.
Right.
Yeah. All right. And I bet they watch movies on it too and laugh.
Right.
All right. Thanks, everybody.